The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community, and I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community, and I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
on social media, your social media contacts, to contact Mr. Ebony here. She's here to support the Africa Cup UK annual tournament here in London.
My Instagram is Abeka_Expo, so that's ABECCA_Expo.
Right, and finally, are you coming to the tournament on the 26th of August?
Let's see that. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Right, okay, stay with us here on ABN TV. I'm MC JC John Chinoda. I'd just quite like to invite Terence Higgins now to come and join us in front of the camera if they are ready. We invite Terence Higgins here. Thank you very much, Madam. Or should we do the African? This is Africa Cup of Nations.
Well,
thank you. Exactly. Right, okay, take a seat and thank you very much.
Thank you.
So one of you has to hold just put it there.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Right. Like that.
Yes, so you're still with us here at the Ugandan House. This is the Africa Cup of Nations draw. If you've never heard of this tournament, it's actually, I mean, just look at what I'm saying. Look at my expression, yeah? It's the biggest sporting event for Africans in the UK. And this is why with me here is the Terence Higgins Trust. I forgot to ask your name. Very unprofessional of me, but I'm coming from a shift. You know London, yeah? We wake up at 6 in the morning. 5 in the morning, so I woke up at 5 in the morning. So
well, you're doing well.
With your name, both of you, your names.
Hello, well, I'm Dominic. I'm the Director of Communications at Terence Higgins Trust, and this is...
I'm Caroline, and I'm Head of Marketing at Terence Higgins Trust.
Is this your first time coming to this?
It's our first time here at Uganda House, but we've been involved in African Nations Cup for many, many years, going years back with my colleague and great friend, Taku.
Okay, talking about your involvement that you've mentioned, how have you looked at your involvement in the past years with the Africa Cup of Nations tournament?
Well, our involvement is to be involved in the tournament and encourage people to look after their sexual health, which is what our charity is for. So it brings the two things together.
Why is it important to look after our sexual health? Not a sensitive subject. We're living in the modern day and age. Tell us, why is it important to look after our sexual health?
Well, what the Terence Higgins Trust does is support people living with HIV. And we now have a new campaign which is to end HIV transmission altogether in the UK, at least by 2030, because medication is now so good that if you take medication and have HIV, you cannot pass it on.
Right, okay. And the madam there, what's the involvement of Terence Higgins in this tournament? Where are you coming in? I mean, I'm coming in as an MC. I'm the cleaner of the day. You know, I do a lot of very multi-task. So what's the role of Terence Higgins?
We'll be there at the tournament providing information, and anybody can come and talk to us, ask us questions, and we're promoting everybody. We'd like everybody to get a regular HIV test.
All right, so fantastic. And just your final words so far on what's in the tournament with the pool of Africans, friends of Africa. What's your take?
My take is good luck to everybody. Not taking any sides.
Yeah, and your website, those that are just watching for the first time, is the website?
It startswithme.org.uk.
Right, you hear that? That's the Terence Higgins Trust. Live safe, always use a condom, is that right?
Yes.
Always use a condom, stay safe, safe sex. You can catch them at the Africa Cup of Nations tournament at West Ham. Thank you very much, Terence Higgins. Thank you. Right, here's Mr. Marshall. Uganda. Right, hi, I've just got a brother here. You know, I like my African neighbors. Firstly, let me start by teasing him. Hey, tell me, how come Uganda's never won the Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Africa, but you've won it here in the UK? Why? How come you've never won it in Africa? You've only qualified.
Because I'm not there.
Because you're not there?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so introduce your name and who, I'm sure you're representing Uganda. Just introduce your name and your role in the Ugandan national team football team.
My name is Matthias Ndaula. I'm the coach and the manager of Uganda national team in the UK. I played professional football in Uganda, representing Uganda, the national team, since the age of 16 when I traveled here. And when I came here, I found so many friends of mine all over Africa, one of them being Dennis, since this tournament started. Then we've won it once. I reached finals once, final.
Okay, I'm sure the people sat here would like to know. I did watch Uganda at one time, and I'll tell everybody, you were playing champagne football, right? One pass after the other. And what has happened to that now? You've not even reached the last 8 of this tournament. What do you think has led to the below average performance of Team Uganda UK?
I think the problem has been the transition from the starting team that once the tournament started. We've not been successful in recruiting young players, so we've maintained the same team almost throughout since the tournament started. I started as a player myself, and you can see how old I am now. So my team is aging. That's why I'm calling on all Uganda out there to come out, bring all the kids, the young ones. We need the younger blood to come and compete. We want to win.
Right, okay. Two more questions for you. The first question is, what's the importance of this tournament? And by that, I'm trying to say Morocco, last year, they proved to us they had 80% of their players born in Europe.
Yeah.
So what's the importance of this tournament, like in terms of diaspora players? We've seen the Nigerians are here, the Zimbabweans who are doing that. How do you look at the importance of this tournament? Is it just for our community, we come out of our council flats, our mortgage houses, and go and watch football at the park, or we should take it to the Moroccan level? What's your take on that?
I look at football in a different angle, being a former player. But professionally, I've studied football finance. And I think this is a great opportunity for African young kids. Football is going crazy financially. And I don't think we are using the opportunity we've got. Those who have traveled to Europe, to create a link between Europe and Africa. Either we can trade the young ones, go back home and represent our countries, but they have to perform here first, and then they will be seen. Or we can get players from Africa. I do encourage you guys, if you have young ones back home whom you think are good enough, but they haven't been spotted internationally, bring them over in this tournament, because there is a lot of scouts coming around. Bring them over. It doesn't matter. I think it's not all about winning. This tournament is all about giving opportunity to young ones. It doesn't matter where they are and where they are. And if they're from Africa, let them come, compete here. If they are good enough.
Okay, in Uganda you say the proof of the ugali is in the eating. Nigerians say the proof of the pepe abeg is in the pepe.
Yeah.
So we want to know the team Uganda have for this year's tournament. How prepared are you for this tournament? Are we going to go back to the champagne football?
I think you're going to see the best.
Why is that?
You're going to see the best.
Have you recruited
we have, and we've realized our mistakes in the past, because that's very important. If you don't realize...
And what were the mistakes? People like
we couldn't recruit the young ones. This year we have. So everyone there, be ready for it.
Right, okay, that's Team Uganda. They used to play champagne football. Well, let's see what they can do on the 26th. Thank you very much for joining us and for your country hosting us at this very lovely embassy here in London.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The tournament is about bringing people together, is about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
Let me teach you some history. Did you know that there was a team from Africa that came to Europe before the 19th century, and they were brought by a British explorer who was up in West Africa. And when this explorer discovered talent in West Africa, he decided to bring these boys on a ship, and they came here to play York, and they were beaten 12-1. And guess who that country is? The country that loves fighting, the country that will do anything to win, and that's Nigeria. Team Nigeria, UK, Oga, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Thank you very much, John.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
That's Paul, the skipper.
Okay, skipper, how you
Yeah, not bad, man.
Yeah, we are here again. You're in the last final. Comfortably beaten by Zimbabwe to the tune of 2 goals to 0. I was at that final. You played well. Let's look at this tournament. You know this tournament well so far. What do you have to say so far with where we're going and this year's particular tournament?
It's a lovely tournament, I'm going to say. Lovely tournament. It's giving the lads a good platform to showcase their talent. And so far, this year looks more organized. The competition is coming back to its old self.
Coming back to his old self,
Yeah.
and what is the old self? People would like to know. What's the old culture of the AFCON? Teach them.
The old self used to be, the finals used to be stadium atmosphere and festive atmosphere with its music, and everyone is happy, dancing, food everywhere, quite amazing one. People enjoy it, they look forward to it.
Right, okay, before I get to this skip, I remember 3-4 years ago, I have to say, this coach here came to pick me up, that day I threw my Oyster card because it was a BMW, so he said to me, hey, young man, let's go, Nigerian Embassy. You're in Nigerian Embassy, you play the tournament. And we're here at the Ugandan Embassy. I'm sure everybody here agrees. How did the importance of embassies, our government, in this tournament? How do you look at the importance? Because I remember Nigeria, were actually giving players a ration. I think it was £50. They were paying players, community football. I must say that I was paid as well, okay, just to do the media. So what's the importance of those kind of things?
It's very important because football is lucrative, big business these days. And when the lads play and they get paid, it gives them that, lovely momentum, joy, coming out to perform and getting paid, like doing what you like for money. There's nothing more gratificating than that. It gives you a lot of gratification, playing, get some money. So when you get money, it does help.
To get some money, and how did you feel, Mr. Skipper, getting money?
Yeah, obviously, doing what you love and getting paid, it's more like extra boost. So the boys is regardless want to play without getting paid. So when you're getting paid, it's more like extra energy.
Well, let's look at you, Mr. Skipper. What position do you play?
I'm a goalkeeper.
Oh, you're a goalkeeper.
Yes.
Did you play for any club here in England or any competitive football?
Yeah, I did.
Or in the past?
Yeah, I did play for Charlton when there was in the Premiership. Played for Gillingham, Bromley, Welling. But as we get older, start taking responsibility, then you start playing lower league. But I still love the game.
I can tell you're a football brain already. What's the importance of this tournament? To, as the previous person said, important to the Uganda advantage, it's important to give opportunity. How do you look at what you said? Like, this tournament can actually develop the youth, and we see the likes of Saka tomorrow not playing for England but playing for Nigeria?
Of course, because like you can see in the banner, it says one game, one community. I love to be an African person. I love to come from Africa. When I see my people, it doesn't matter Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda. Once I see that you're from Africa, I feel like I know Ibra. I played with Ibra from Uganda. So when he came to Bromley on loan from Crystal Palace, I had to welcome him as a brother. So when I'm playing against my brother, it's more like a competition, but he brings the best out of you. So
great. And then got all these labels here. So tell us. The team this year, you know, I just mentioned, I think you were the goalkeeper last time when the Zimbabweans came, the Warriors that day, they just said no, okay, we're taking this tournament for Southern Africa. How prepared are you this year? Is it the same 2019 team, or you've made some changes?
Obviously, there is few recruitment in the team, but as you can see, the boys is ready to go, and we can't forget that loss.
Sorry for my interruption. And Zimbabwe holds us one.
Yes. So
what about preparation? Before I forget, because experience seems like your preparation. There's this talk I think I've heard from our marketing director Danny about preparation. Does your team in Nigeria? Because you play at a club. Do you do a lot of practice matches 3 months before this tournament? So, I mean, how do you put it together?
So we, as Team Nigeria, we are fortunate enough to be playing for the Diplomatic Cup. So luckily, we just finished that. So that's more like preparation for us. But at the same time, it's a tournament that we have to engage ourselves in. And like I said, we won that tournament, we won the league, and we won the cup. And being like where we live locally, we have like a local place where we come to play together. It's more like a family. So everywhere, it doesn't matter like you're from Ghana, Cameroon, like we just like play as African players.
And then in preparation to this competition, we've been training and we've been playing friendly games. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, the 12th of August, we're playing against Team Benin, the Victors team. That will be our last friendly match before the competition starts. We're fully prepared because Zimbabwe holds us one, and we're fully ready for them this year.
All right. Finally, firstly, coach, I need to tell people, feel proud that this coach here is a UEFA trained coach, UEFA B. You know, is in that league. But you see coaches managing big clubs here. United is that qualified? Tell others what's the importance of doing these badges, because even me, I used to think I'm a coach, but I realized after talking to you that I'm just a coach on Google or what I read on Facebook or YouTube. You know, there's a different type of coach. So you've done the training. How important is that training, especially for community development? You know, like bringing these young players. He's mentioned Team Zambia or Team Zimbabwe. You bring a young player playing for Arsenal or Everton into your community team, and he meets a coach who just knows Google. So he probably won't pay that much attention. So what's the importance of getting some coaching qualifications for those who love coaching?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's very important to go through coaching training, because I'm an ex-professional footballer, as a matter of fact. It doesn't make you a good coach. The training is important. It gives you an idea of what techniques to play, what type of system to play, if it's 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, and how to organize the team as well. If you want your team to keep the ball, or you want to go into route one where you want to lob it long. But it's always good to keep the ball. Because the fans coming to watch as well. They want to enjoy watching the game. So they want to see the team playing with style.
All right, so you just mentioned that again, that being a good player doesn't make you a good coach. Why? Why? Tell us why.
Because when you take training, then like you said, a good player, most good players, they come with attitude. You'll have to be able to manage his attitude. You understand? And how to manage it is you've got to give them time. Call him, let him know that it's not just his ability on the pitch that matters, his attitude is important as well. Because a good attitude is a role model. The younger ones coming up. So you will have to call him on one-to-one, have a good talk with him, let him understand what it's all about. So you have a good rapport with him so that he can deliver performance on the pitch.
Right, okay, thank you very much, Coach. And Skipper, we shall see you on the 26th of August when it's going to be the Battle of Africans in London.
Thank you so much, John Chidoze.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
Ugandan Embassy. My name is MC John Chidoze. You can see with my Primark African shirt. Give me a hand of applause. Yes, I'm sure you're asking, which country does it come from? Listen, I come from any African country, so as long as your economy is doing well. But before we proceed, of course, I'd like to also say to you that the Africa Cup of Nations tournament has been existing since 2009. It started off in Hackney Mashers, organized by our founder, Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis, can everybody just see you? Raise your hand. Hand of applause for Mr. Dennis, please. A lot of us just see the likes of Prince Charles on TV. He was acknowledged by Prince Charles, invited to Buckingham Palace for developing community activities in Britain, or grassroots football. So let's give him another hand of applause for visiting. Yeah, so the tournament, as I said, has been existing since 2009, and it's seen countries win it. From East Africa, we've only had Uganda, they're dominating West Africans. I thought they only dominate Peckham, but they actually dominated the Africa Cup of Nations. So we've seen Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Ghana win this tournament. But well, in 2019, it all had to change as Southern Africa also came up with a wake-up call, and Team Zimbabwe beat Nigeria to the tune of 2-0, and this was at West Ham Memorial Park. So that is slightly the background for those who are new to this tournament. The tournament has had very top celebrities. The first Afro or African Caribbean player to play for the Premiership has attended this tournament. We've had other celebrities like One Extra, Kenyan DJ Edu. We've also had the likes of DJ Abbas. And I'd also like to take this time to thank our sponsors, World Remit and Diaspora Marketing Solutions, and of course the Terence Higgins Trust. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to kick-start or set off this draw, join me as I invite to this platform the hard-working General Secretary of the Africa Cup of Nations UK, Mr. John Fayaki, please. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great afternoon, everyone. It's good to have you all here. First of all, I would like to thank the Most High, the Creator, Heaven and Earth, who have allowed us to be here today. And in the name of sports, we would like to acknowledge our sponsors. First, I would like to address to Terence Hicks Trust, who have been always with us since the beginning of this tournament. We really appreciate you for all this year, for your great support. Also like to acknowledge World Remit. They are the ones sponsoring this tournament. Also, your valued member, we appreciate you. And Diaspora Consultants as well. It's been now pretty much 4 years since we last had the tournament. Unfortunately, COVID has affected all of us. And I would like for us to at least spend 1 minute of silence observations, because this pandemic has not only has created problem, obviously, but we have lost lives. And there's key people from the community, founders, also from other countries who are part of the African Nations Cup UK since day one. We have not forgotten them, the like of Cassis from Uganda, Joseph also from Team Zimbabwe, and many others, our family members. So, however, we are grateful that the Most High has kept our lives. We are here and celebration life. But I will ask just 1 minute of silence for us to observe that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to, before I call this person on the stage here, would like to thank our head of marketing, Mr. Daniel Otaya, who has worked so hard for this tournament to be on this year. He's been working against the clock to make sure that we had this draw today, we have the tournament. And Danny, we just want to say that we appreciate you. You've done great work. Finally, we are back on track for the tournament for this year, and for next year even bigger. We thank all the countries that came today, made the effort to come here to be with us at the draw, and we're looking forward to see you all at the opening ceremony and at the finals. So thank you so much. Yeah, I would like to call up right now the head of marketing, Mr. Daniel Utaya. Thanks.
Thank you. Where can I start? Thank you so much, John, our General Secretary, for such a great efforts you've put in this tournament to be there. You thank me, but without the community, I cannot have a product to present to partners. I would say thank you so much to everyone, the members of the community, the managers, the captains, and without you, we cannot be what we are. Thank you so much to the sponsors, Word Remit, who have come on board and say, yes, we need to take the brand name of this tournament, and that's why you see it called a World Remit Africa Cup of Nations UK. Thank you, World Remit. They could not be here today because we all know that it is summertime and the head of marketing is somewhere relaxing, but he's always with us. THT, what can we say? Terence Higgins Trust, this is the first ever organization which believed into this tournament. And I would like to say thank you to THT, thank you to Taku, our brother, and we know he's not around, he's recovering, and we continue praying for him so that for a quick recovery. We hope we can see him at the opening ceremony. And please, head of marketing, you take it, you take this message to him for us. Thank you. In all the people we have worked with in the community, Madam Alison Davenport, she has believed in the uniting communities through the great game of football, and always she's been there for us. Thank you so much, Alison. We normally know you as East London Rugby Club, but we call it the East Sports Hub. Thank you so much for being there for us. Managers, there are some managers we cannot leave this platform without mentioning their names. Everyone is doing great work, but there are some managers you know that even if you call them at the last minute, they will find a solution. Thank you so much, Godfrey, for being a great manager. I would say that Mr. Thomas from Zimbabwe is a very influential person in the community, and I thank him because when we talk to him, he always listen and advise. I'll look at also inclusiveness. We have worked around the clock to make sure that why is this football only for men? Why is it when we are talking about football, we talk about men football? So this year, I want to say that we have worked around to see that we integrate women in leading this project. And I'm gonna mention a few names here. Madame Chichi, she's from Zimbabwe, but now we have taken her from there. She sits on the board. She's part of us to lead communications for the tournament. And we have Madame Mira from Santo Tome Principe. She's worked around the clock to make sure that they put up teams for women. And this year, I'm proud to say that we're going to have Santo Tome Principe versus Guinea. Guinea-Bissau. And we hope that this is going to be one of the best, also entertaining game. Thank you so much, and without you, we cannot be what we are. Thank you so much, the community.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Danny. Actually, give him another hand of applause. You see, the reason I'm asking you to give him a second hand of applause, just to share some history, those who are new to the tournament. Before that, actually, I would also welcome the inclusion of women in this organization and this project. So welcome Ms. Chichi Sabeta. And if any of you have ladies within your communities, please feel free. Please feel free to contact either Danny, Prince, or myself, or Mr. Joe from Nigeria. We saw the last, or the ongoing Women's World Cup, how important inclusion is in sports. And I was going to say that this tournament has had the finals played at the home of football. Let me see who's got knowledge. What stadium is known as the home of football? Let me see those who understand the English Premier League. Which stadium in the United Kingdom is known as the home of football? Whoever tells me the answer, I'll buy you a Christmas present. Oh, thank you very much. We had a final in 2013, if I'm accurate. Yes, I think so. It was 2013 at West Ham ground, Upton Park. That's how far the tournament was trying to develop. So for that, let's give ourselves a hand of applause that we took the tournament to those levels. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much time to go. Yes, a hand there? Yes? Oh, that's a double history here. Oh, that's history. Thank you very much. Hand of applause to our ladies and gentlemen. That's history. You just never know. You attend this quiz in the pub and they'll ask you that question, and hey, it's a free pint. Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me also invite to the microphone another very important person in this tournament. Should I call him the warrior of the diaspora? Somebody who believes so much that the diaspora of Africans now is not the way it was in the 90s. Ladies and gentlemen, he goes by the name of Mr. Marshall Gore. Please welcome Mr. Gore. He's actually the former chairperson of this tournament, just to share that information.
Thank you, Chino. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and a privilege to be given the opportunity to say a few words with regards to the tournament. First of all, I want to appreciate and acknowledge our host today, the High Commissioner of the Ugandan Embassy. They've done well to accommodate us today, so it's a privilege for us to be here. I also want to extend my gratitude to Danny, Dennis, and John Faika, and the other team who have worked tirelessly to put this tournament together. We all know what happened when COVID came, that a lot of sporting activities like this were suspended, but the resilience in the team to gather everyone together and to recommence this beautiful tournament. In my words, I actually call it the biggest community football tournament in the UK, because at its peak, we had 28 senior teams and 8 junior teams, making it a total of 36 national football teams competing for the greater good of community cohesion. I'll echo the words of what Chino has said, that the fundamental importance of this tournament is for us to get together, is for us to get to know each other. Football is the best and the biggest tool of community cohesion. It brings 22 different personalities to come together. So here we are looking at almost 16 to 20 different nationalities playing together in a festive of football. let me remind you that Africa is one. And we anticipate that as we play together, we get to know each other together, and then we get to do business together. This is an opportunity for great integration. I think most of you are aware now of the Inter-Africa Continental Trade Agreement, which is encouraging intra-African trade. So we need to support each other. But in order for us to work with each other better, we must understand each other. And the best way of understanding each other is to play together, football. So let me remind you that we are not competing, but we are competing to know each other better and to do business with each other together. So ladies and gentlemen, I also want to appreciate our sponsors that are with us today. I will mention Terry Higgins Trust because they were together with us at the genesis of this tournament. And I want to thank you and appreciate you that what you did with health promotion amongst the African community, the most neglected community in this country, is amazing. Our journey with you has been warm. And finally, I want to thank all the participants and the organizers of the different community teams. They are important because without them, there's no tournament. So the different managers, I want to say to you, do not tire. I know how difficult it is to raise money for the tournament. I know how difficult it is to coordinate the players to come together. But let me assure you that your commitment and resilience in pushing and driving for nationhood within your own particular country is recognized. And let me assure you that this work will not go in vain. Why do I say this? I say this because for us, since we started participating in the African Nations Cup UK, we have managed to put almost 8 players in our main national team from the UK diaspora. Those players were harvested from different academies. So I want to encourage the managers that are here that look into your youth development team. This country is a great host. It has given opportunities for our players to be developed virtually at almost no cost. If they are good, they are in regulated academies. So let's harvest our talent and bring the best talent in this tournament. Let's use it as a vehicle to showcase the football talent that Africa is, which I believe Africa is indeed the home of football. Together we'll be victorious, and together we'll use the tournament to promote our culture. We use the tournament to promote our own countries, our tourism, and to promote investment into our countries. Let's not shy to say the good about our countries when we mix and mingle. Ladies and gentlemen, I end by saying, may God bless you all, and let's wish the organizers a 2023 greatest tournament. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very positive words there from the former chairperson of the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time you've been all waiting for. It's that time to conduct the draw. Can I ask those who are presenting the draw to get ready? I don't know if it's Dennis or Danny. But just before that, let's find out which countries are here. South Africa, are you here? Johannesburg? Soweto? Punjani? Cameroon, are you here? Yaoundé? Cameroon? Uganda, yes. Kenya? Okay, Zimbabwe are here. Which other countries have I left out? Congo? Sierra Leone. No, I was going for Sierra Leone, the former champions there. Sierra Leone. Congo? Guinea and there? Congo, Manawa, Congo. Right, okay. Can I now ask the people? Oh, Guinea-Bissau? Yes, Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, let me, any other country? Namibia. Let me just also advise that, as we're mentioning these countries, as Marshall said, what we do, who've been in the tournament, know each other here now and try and do friendlies, even away from the tournament. It also brings a lot of cohesion. I think we've played, the Zambian team played Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Kenya at some point. So it's very important, I think, that you engage. As Marshall said, we are competing to know each other. So ladies and gentlemen, from me now, I'm going to hand over to the presenters of the draw. Let's just hope your country does face. Okay. Right. Okay. I've been given some instructions here. So Rebecca Afolabi from Nigeria, who is the winner of Miss Ebony Ambassador 2023. She's here with us. Stand up, beautiful. Let them see you again. Yeah, she's conducting the draw. And Mr. Banz Muvangawa from Namibia. We've got Caroline Baker, Head of Marketing, THT. Mrs. B. Marisi, Royal Morocco, and she's not here. We've got Mike Longange. Longange, thank you, sir. And that's about wrapping it up. Then, of course, after the draw, we'll get a closing speech, and you can all get off to the pub and enjoy the sun. So for now, let me leave it with the people conducting the draw. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chinode, one of our greatest MC and media personnel in the community. Sometimes it's so important to understand football on the pitch, but the technical bit of it, of selecting the numbers, we have how the draws are conducted. We have our founder, Dennis, will give us the instructions how we take on this, and then the names which have been read will come up here and they can start the process. Dennis, over.
Thank you, Danny. A very good evening to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, let me welcome you to the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. My job here is to connect the draws, right? Right, 16 countries have been represented in this year's competition. Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Guinea-Conakry, Nigeria, Benin, Somaliland, and Sierra Leone will take part in Meni's Open Age. Those are 12 countries. DRC, Old Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, and Sierra Leone are representing the under-18s. For the ladies, we have only 2 countries, that is Guinea-Bissau and Sao Tome. For the men's fixture, 4 countries will be placed in 3 groups. So you have Group A, Group B, Group C. And all is seeded according to the past or most recent performance or ranking. The current holders, Zimbabwe, will be in Group A. Nigeria will be in Group B. And we have Uganda in Group C. So if you have this piece of paper, in Group A, B, and C, where there is Team 2, Team 3, and Team 4, you're going to replace it with any drawn country, respectively. So can we have
the names of the people who are conducting the draw, please? Can we have Madame Rebecca? Hans Muvangwa. And can we have Madame Caroline? Caroline Baker. Thank you.
Right, okay, let's kick off this. When you're ready, you can take
Our
your
second year. We
pick.
have played last year. That was our first year in that African.
Tanzania, yep, that's Group A. Yes, let's move the box a little bit. South Africa. That's Group A. No, Group B, Group B. Group B. What country is that? Benin. Guinea Conakry. Beautiful country. Kenya. Somaliland, yep. Thank you. Libya. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, you three. You've been very outstanding. Remember, you were the drawers of this 2023 tournament. So have a nice weekend and hope we see you at the tournament. Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause, please. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, can I kindly ask for your attention? If you have got the ears, let me just give out the senior men's draw. In Group A, we've got Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and Guinea Contact, and Namibia. So Group A, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Guinea Contact, and Namibia. Guinea Conakry, all right, go ahead. Sorry, my pronunciation, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, Guinea Conakry. So, Group B, we've got 2019 finalists, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and Sierra Leone. So, I repeat again, Group B, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, and Sierra Leone. And Group C, we've got Uganda, Benin, Somaliland, and Ethiopia. So that's Group C, Uganda, Benin, Somaliland, and Ethiopia. So those are the men's draw for the senior men's groups. If you didn't catch that, please come and see us here. We'll now get ready for the next draw. When you're ready, gentlemen, for the next draw. Right, Mr. Orienga from DRC. Is it Mr. Orienga from DRC? So can I have Mozambique from Congo?
The tournament is about bringing people together. It's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football.
Basis. As you've seen, Rome wasn't built in a day. We started off this tournament with 4 or 5 countries. So we've now moved to the juniors. We want to move to the women's as well. So we've got 3 countries, and hopefully next year we'll increase the numbers. So can the draw commence? I start with the Sierra Leonean.
See that they are fair. Okay.
Yeah, that's Team Zimbabwe under 16. Yes, please, Team Zimbabwe. You can just put it in there because we're playing on the league basis. Yes, Mr. Marshall, go. You could pick the. DRC Congo. And the last ball there, please. Thank you. Sierra Leone. So it's Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, and DRC are the only teams this year competing in the under-16s. I'd like to encourage everybody to develop our communities with the young ones. As some of the speakers we had here have mentioned the importance of giving the young people an opportunity. So gentlemen, from myself, thank you very much for coming to my office.
The tournament is about bringing people together. It's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
Without a woman, without women, this world would be so boring. I don't know how I would be sleeping at night. And this is why, ladies who are here, help me. Let's say this together. Behind every successful man, there's a what? Let the ladies say it. Ladies, behind every successful man, there's a what? Now, okay, beside every man or in front of every man, there is always a what? A woman, isn't it? But did you know that behind every unsuccessful man, there is 2 or 3 or 4 women? So let's just skip one. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm mentioning women is we're going to have the first community women's football tournament. So this is a milestone. This is history being made. Remember to always say you were there when this happened, and it was 2023. So I'm going to ask the ladies to come and help us launch. I'll ask our head on media and marketing communications director, Mrs. Chichi, to come up here as well to help us with this draw, women's draw. And I'll ask the lady from Terence Higgins as well to come and just do this draw for the women's team. Ladies and gentlemen, hand of applause, ladies and gentlemen, we've got women coming in this tournament. Saltonian principal. Saltonian principal there. Thank you. Yeah, just there. Thank you. And the last one, Chichi. Guinea-Bissau. Ladies and gentlemen, the women's hand of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies. Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming to the end of this draw on behalf of the Africa Cup of Nations tournament. I'm John Chinode. Please, for you to all come here, spare your time on a lovely Friday afternoon like this when the weather is nice. So it means a lot. Please tell a friend to tell a friend that the tournament kicks off on the 26th of August. But ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, when we get to Iceland and buy a big frozen chicken, we have to defrost it. And this is the man that defrosted this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from Mr. Dennis, the founder of Africa Cup UK.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, John. I just want to thank you all for your time. Thank our sponsors, supporters, team managers, players, Uganda for hosting us here at the Power of Africa. Thank you so much for supporting the community. My last word will go to, there's a note here. As you can see, we have 3 groups. That means to qualify for the quarterfinals, we're going to have 2 teams topping up from each group. That means we're going to have 6 teams to go to quarterfinals. However, we'll need 8. We're going to get 2 best losers to join the 6. That will make it 8 to qualify for quarterfinals. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. As we're about to wrap up, does anybody want to come and say something? We're a very engaging organization. If you'd like to say something, contribute, please feel free to come up here in my office and say something regarding the tournament. Anybody that would like to say anything? Right, okay, then on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming, and not to forget AMBTV, ladies and gentlemen. They're creating some content for us. Let's also give the gentleman here a hand of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, so that is it from ourselves. I'm John Chinode. You can also catch me on www.SONline Radio every Wednesday for the Global Sports Show if you'd like anything sports. So from behalf of the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, live life with passion, and we'll see you on the 26th of August. Thank you.
And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
Is a growing emerging market. Football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya, we have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, is about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, is about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
This tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, is about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
started this tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and Royal Air Morocco is part of that emerging and growing market, and we're very, very happy to be part of that.
The African Cup of Nations for 5 or 6 years now. It's a great community event. The volunteers organise it really well. Lots of young people playing football, all having fun, playing a good game. That's what the FA is trying to support more.
Started this tournament mainly for community cohesion. However, it's the biggest platform now for corporate companies and SMEs to come and sell their services to the community.
The tournament is about bringing people together, it's about good community cohesion together as a migrant community. And I think it promotes good integration and social integration amongst us.
This is our second year. We have played last year. That was our first year in that African Cup of Nations. We have been to the quarterfinals. We have beaten Nigeria. We have beaten Kenya. We have beaten Burundi, and we were top of our group.
As the continent is a growing, emerging market, football is part of that, and